I'm gonna go ahead and start working here. Starting up the stream Sunday afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock here. And I'm going to finish doing what I did yesterday with these posts. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock here. So I'm going to start doing what I did yesterday with these posts. Going to finish up. I don't know, let's see, I have to angle this thing a little bit. I'm going to work on that one there on the side. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and work on that one. What I'm going to do, I need to get the sun out of my eyes. I need to fix this thing up. Hold on just a second. There we go. Okay. All right, so yeah, it's like I said, I put these things up yesterday, braced them yesterday too, last night. And so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and brace that one on the outside there. Sorry for doing this. I'm trying to screw around with this thing, trying to fix something up here. Hold on a second. Now, obviously, I should have done all this before I turned the camera on, but, you know, whatever. So I'm going to brace that one. Then I'm going to measure the tops of these posts that I put up. So I put up 4 in total. And I'm going to measure, put a string across and just make sure they're all the same height. And if they're not, I'll probably just take a, sander up there and just try to like shave off a little bit if any of them are a little bit tall. So should be as simple as that. We will see. And then I might actually give it a shot putting these beams up. That's going to be interesting. So my plan is to, if it's just me doing it, I'm going to try to use these wall jacks, which is like these little metal contraptions that kind of, you stick one on a 2x4 and you crank it up and it actually ratchets the thing up, and so it climbs up this 2x4, and you would use it if you're lifting a wall. Typically that's how you'd use it. So one of these walls here, if I were setting it up by myself and it was really heavy, I would basically put these wall jacks, these little metal things on there, which I'll grab in a second, and then you would just crank the thing and it would sort of lift with you, so you have an aid to do that. So I'll try to use it on the beams today. We'll see how that works. Anyways, so hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon, and thanks for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and get started here. There's my gloves. And teach you how, holy cow, and do it to yourself. Okay. All right, let's see here. Please, by the way, let me know if you notice the stream is laggy or if audio is bad or something like that. I'm always trying to make sure the thing's working right, and I've had some issues in the past. So, like I said, please let me know in chat if that's the case. And I'm going to get to it. All right, so I'm gonna check that thing. I'm gonna get that thing level, that post right there. I'm gonna make sure it's, standing upright. So I'm gonna go grab the level, and then I'll do that. And then once it's standing upright, I'll brace it. Cool. Cool. There we go. That's a little weak. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to go in here and oh, hey, Blue Digital Games. I'm building a house. You're standing in the middle of it right now. Here, let me kind of show you real quick. So it's 20 by 30, not very big, but here we go. So, anyways, yeah, and so stand in the middle of it. I'm basically putting up I put up some posts that you're seeing here, that you see right behind me. Put those up last night and I braced them. And what I'm trying to do on the side over here is, I'm trying to brace it, but I don't want to put more of these things sticking out into the middle of the building like this. So sorry guys, I'm just trying to get this camera situated. There we go. So I'm just trying to put like a little something on the side there just to hold it up for when I put these beams on top of it. And I think what I'm going to do here is just put a little 1x1, or not 1x1, freaking one. Well, yeah, I guess it is 1 by on the corner there, and then screw it into the stud, and then screw it into the post. So we'll see. I think that'll work. I could just put another brace on it off to the side, but I don't want to keep cluttering up the building like that. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Yeah, hope you're all having a good Sunday. Hope it's nice out there too, like it is here. We kind of passed through some cold weather, and now we get some nice days. Oh, nice! That was just a video. I just recommend how long you work on the project for. I've been working on the project for, God, since last year. I mean, it's taken me a while. So right now you're seeing this is the main floor. It's only got one. Well, it's got a basement and then it's got a main floor. So right now I'm doing all the work, all the framing and everything. The first year, a lot of it was I was working on the basement. It's my first time doing any concrete work or any of that stuff. But did ICF basement and a whole bunch of other shit, and then now I'm just working on the main floor. It's taken me a long time, a lot longer than it should have, but 10:16 p.m. for you. Oh, okay, yeah. It's gonna look like it here in probably a couple hours. It gets dark pretty early. It's only about 3:30, or I guess probably 3:16 then for us. But yeah, it's gonna be dark by like 5. So, but I'll be working till, I don't know. We'll see how late. I'll see how well it works putting these posts up, or the beams, because I got these 4 posts behind me, and the goal today, after I get them, the 2 on the edges braced and get the tops measured, is I'm gonna try to put these beams on top of them, these 8 by 12 beams. They're pretty heavy, and I'm gonna try to use some tools to do it. It's gonna be tough. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get back to this thing real quick. Again, thanks for watching. And let me know if you want me to adjust the camera here a little bit, or if it's a little bit laggy, bad audio, etc. Please let me know, because I'm still trying to get stuff worked out. And if the stream cuts out, it shouldn't do it. I think I got it figured out. But if it cuts out randomly, which has been happening over the past few weeks, I'll turn it back on like right away. So, all right. Where'd I put that? There we go. By the way, where are you that it's 10:16? No rush, and Cam seems to be good. Yeah, no rush. It's definitely been no rush. Thank you. Yeah, where are you at? Where it's 10:16 there. I'm gonna go and cut this thing. See how this works. I think this will be pretty good. Actually, let me not do that right away. Put this thing up first. Sorry. I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to work. Shit. Oh, that thing didn't even go in at all. That's why. That's annoying. Still on. Good. Best way to do this. UK, cool. Like the beams, nice solid wood. Thank you. Yeah, me too. It's actually a pretty good price too for, I mean, for having something structural like this, because I'm having a clear story up there. It's kind of yeah. So basically up against that, you know, going this direction is going to be a clear story. So I'm having these beams on top of it that'll support it. I talked to a guy, hopefully you can hear me, I talked to a guy from the UK who was telling me about the houses there, saying that they're like hundreds of years old. And they use just like a thatched roof and they just replace it, I guess, over and over. I was like, it's pretty cool to imagine that they have like houses that are hundreds of years old still being used actively. That's pretty amazing. You know, in America, it's really not like that. I mean, if a house is, 100 years old, it's a historic house, and I mean, people still live in them some, but you know, houses older than that, older than like 100 years, not really. You know, it has to be, it's kind of a special case. I mean, to be fair, we haven't been around as long, but still. Look at that. That was kind of stupid. That's pretty solid. Okay. Real quick, what I'm going to do, it'll look wicked. Yeah, we do have some old buildings. We have loads that are abandoned. It's sad to think of all the work that went into them. Yeah, seriously. I mean, we have cities in the U.S. that have a lot of abandoned buildings, but yeah, especially when they're really old like that, a lot of history to them. Man. Well, I'm going to go real quick. I realized that I don't have any, I'm going to put a brace on the outside here, going out. I realized I just for some reason didn't have one that direction. Now I kind of want to do that. So just a little detour here. let's see. Okay. So that one's a little braced up. Okay, so what I'll do is actually do the other one on the other side. Building all this house on your own. This is Blue Digital Games. That's cool, man. Are you building a house on your own, or do you get help sometimes? I do get help, and it's really good when I do. I have a neighbor who's extremely helpful. Comes over quite a bit, help with. He does been doing construction work for like 30 years, so he might even pop in today. We might see him today, but been doing it for like 30 years. So everything's fast for them, you know. Like stuff for me. They can make a mistake and then fix it, and it'll be faster than it takes for me to do it the first time. You know, it's crazy. So, yeah, I've hired people to help with, for example, like the concrete work. I had a guy who came and helped with the concrete work, but who I hired, I should say. That was just so useful because I hadn't done concrete before. So there's stuff that they know about that I wouldn't have known about. You know, for example, if it's a really hot day and they said to add some, like it's like some retardant, some material in there, some kind of chemical that'll make it set up slower. And I mean, it saved our ass, you know. If I didn't have it, already was like setting up really quick, but if we didn't have it, I'd have been really screwed. Stuff like that. Hired people out for the excavation because I don't have any equipment, and that was very useful. I rented some equipment. That's fun as hell. I suggest if you have any opportunity to ever rent a backhoe or an excavator or something, or a skid steer, that's fun. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna move the camera here because I'm gonna go to the other side and brace this one up there. A carpenter by trade, or do you work a different trade? No, I'm not a carpenter by trade. I do like engineering work, but no, I was new to this pretty much. I started out by building a little cabin that I'm living in now, just a tiny thing. Learned framing by that, and by having friends and, you know, other people come over, and me working with them. I helped a friend out with their building project, and that taught me a lot. I didn't really know much until then, so I learned a lot that way. How about you? Do you do construction work? I found a lot of people who came in here actually do have some experience doing stuff. All right, well, anyways, while you can answer that, I'm going to go ahead and set up back here. Do what I did there with the one by, I do it on the other side. Actually, it's 2 by, I guess it's 1.5 by 1.5. So, all right, here we go. Just some seltzer for now. All right, let's see here. Of course it does. All right. Not working at the moment, but look at training mechanic and body work. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good stuff. I wish I learned about that stuff and working on vehicles and, you know, welding and metal work. So that stuff's so cool. I wish I had learned that. I still don't know jack about cars, you know, but I've done basic stuff. I should have learned that. That stuff like so cool. All right, here we go. So this one, basically what I do is I check the level on it. It seemed kind of obvious to me that it had to come this way anyways because there's a gap up there at the top. Well, there's not at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that thing into position and brace it like I did on the other side. And then measure the tops of these things, make sure they're really the same, at the same height. The two in the middle may be a little tall, just, I mean, barely anything, you know, less than 1/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do, if they are, is basically just sand them down a little bit probably. Or they might be a little rough. Some of the edges were rough. Anyways, let me get to work here. All right. Spicy. These posts are pretty manageable. They're only 8x8, and I was able to lift them yesterday. I got a video of it, you know. When I was lifting them, it really wasn't that much trouble. The beams, the 8x12 beams, will be difficult, and that will take some, well, we'll see. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly this is going to work, but I think I'll make like a little track with some 2x4s and then use the wall jacks to kind of lift it up within the track. And my neighbor comes over, it'll be a little bit easier, but still going to be hard. A little bit more. That's it. There we go. almost again. Hit me in the face. Damn it. I would love to make a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. That's my dream if I had the money to get the land one day. Yeah, it's pretty, I mean, a lot of people out here do, make log cabins. They're, as far as I understand, they're not as energy efficient. So a lot of people, and that's why, they're kind of cool, but what I'm trying to do here is make something that's really energy efficient. So I'm going to have, in these 2-foot wall cavities, going to have, I'm going to do some spray foam, and then probably put some bats in, like fiberglass bats, and then the outside of the building, including the roof, is going to have a full continuous insulation. Like on the outsides of the walls, it's going to be like EPS. On top of the roof, it's going to be polyiso. So it's you have a full solid sheet of insulation around the whole thing. Yeah, so it's but like I said, a lot of people do log cabins. They're pretty cool. And yeah, the land, it kind of depends where you go. Out here, there's this. I'm in Montana, and we had there's places that have cheap land, but usually it's it's either way away from the road or something else going on with it. But what I got here is a pretty good mix. It's not too far from the town, and it's good access, by the road and everything. It's good stuff. It does take a lot of money though. I mean, regardless. With building, they say it's going to be twice as much money as you expect, and I'd say that's accurate. It was probably twice as much as I thought it would be. Here, I'm going to show you something. I have the camera. That's good. Yeah, the cost of wood now is not cheap. Yeah, it went up. It went up here a lot this past year. It's actually dropped down a little bit now, but earlier this year, I think ever since those hurricanes came through, we had these bad hurricanes in Texas here, and ever since those happened, the building materials here were like really expensive, and they didn't go back down. I'm going to show you all something real quick because I just stepped up here, and it is so nice outside today. How about that, huh? It's a beautiful day. See how far south? There we go. Yeah. That's St. Mary's Mountain. Anyways, that's actually a nice scene. I wish I could just leave it on that and kind of catch what I was doing here too, but you know, I'll screen cap that or something later. I have so many pictures of that direction. Yeah, that is nice. Love the landscape. Yeah, thanks. It is, me too. It's a prime spot here. All right. Well, I got that thing braced now, so what I'm going to do is I've got this line strung from up here. You might be able to see it just barely. There's a little thin orange line strung across there that I was using when I was taking measurements. So I'm actually going to use that, and I'm going to check these middle two posts, which are, like I said, possibly a little bit tall. Let me move the camera, actually. Let me move over to the corner here so we get a little bit better view of what's going on. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. You'll see some nails I shot through, didn't hit the studs on. I fixed them. I can just see it. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, the orange, the string line there. Yeah. Okay, so now you see three of them at least. So again, what I'll do is now, since I had that up there when I was actually measuring these things originally, I'm going to try to see if that, like I said, if these middle two are the same height as the ones on the outside. So what I'm going to do is actually go put a little piece of plywood or something, or maybe a piece of 2x4 underneath the string on the outsides, and then I'll be able to check on the insides here that it's that same height. If you have it resting just on the thing and you don't have like a little spacer in between it, it's going to be hard to really check if there's any difference, if you know what I'm saying. So that's a trick somebody told me, very helpful to do that. So let me go grab some of that and I'll give it a shot here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is basically, like I said, take these, I'm going to stuff this between the post and the line, and it'll create, whatever this space is. I don't know. It's like a, 3/4 of an inch, which 1 by, I think. Anyways, and then what I'll do is I'll have one under each side. When I go in the middle there, I'll run this underneath and see, because the line's going to be just on top of it, and it should be this height. cool. They both look pretty good. Now, the one here, I think it's a little uneven. I might have cut it a little bit uneven. What I might have to do is when I go put the beam up there is put like a, I don't know, a little bit of like a shingle or some kind of a shim or something underneath it. It'll be pretty apparent when I go put the beams on top of there. If I cut that post a little bit uneven, so like one corner of it looks a little bit low, you know, it's kind of a silly mistake, but it'll create a gap, so I should be able to put something in there if I need to. I don't know if I'll even need to. Looks small from the inside, but on the VODs it looks loads bigger. When you see it on the outside, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't, VODs? You mean like on the, maybe you mean vids, like on the other vids? Yeah, because I had other videos where I'm outside, standing outside the building. Yeah, it's 20 by 30, and it's funny, in here, if I'm standing inside it now, it looks like big enough, but it definitely looks a lot bigger when I have it from the outside. Also, when I'm shooting it out there, I have the camera at like a little bit, you know, it's a little bit lower down, because this thing is a few feet off the ground here. So when I have it out there, it's looking up, and you get to see the big, you know, kind of where the Claire story is going to be up there. Yeah, understandable. So anyways, all right, well, I got a few viewers here. Thanks for watching. I hope you're all having a good Sunday afternoon or night if you're in the UK. And yeah, so I think what I'll do now is, God, I'm going to go ahead and try to move these beams in here. I might actually move the camera outside for that. They're kind of a son of a bitch, these beams. They're really heavy. And to move them around, I actually use like this wooden spool and kind of roll them. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a go. I think that'd be the best thing to do first here. Can you not shim it from the floor? Well, I could shim it from the floor, but the thing is, actually the cut that's on the floor, I picked the one that was like the more level one. That one's sitting on the floor. So the beam itself is like straight. You just have, you know, you have a flat one on the bottom, and then at the top it's mostly flat, but one corner's like a little bit down. Again, just the way I cut it, who knows, I might have just been in a rush one night, but it's mostly all there, but one's a little bit low. Again, not a big deal, really. But so I can't shim it from the floor because, again, the cut on the floor is actually fine. I hope you understand what I'm getting at there. All right, let me move this out here, and you can see me try not to just totally smash my foot or feet or anything on these crazy beams that I'm going to be moving. So yeah, I'll move the camera outside here. Actually, you'll get a good idea now if it's looks a little bit bigger from out here. I get you, man. Cool. Good. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is kind of cool. Unsuspecting. I know if you see him. Turn the brightness up on this thing so I can see it. Deer? Do you see the deer? Just seen him, yeah. It's kind of cool. Yeah, they see me now. They got their heads stuck up. I have a salt lick back there, and that might be what they're going for. They walk through here. Anyways, all right, let me I'd for sure try not to damage my back. You know, it's tough with these things, but I'm pretty careful. You know, I'll drop them before I hurt myself. All right. Actually, I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. Let's see those deer. Yeah, I'll turn it over there. What the hell? All right, I'll be right back. Like I said, I'm gonna grab some water. All right. Yeah, there they are. Actually being kind of callous or bold. Usually they see me out here like this and they'll run away or they'll stomp their feet or something. All right, there we go. And once I get the beams in there, actually I do need to cut the two on the outside. I forgot about that just a little bit, but I need to cut like a section out just the way that they're sitting up there. You'll see. I'm gonna set these down in there so I can move it and not smash my hands when I let it down. Okay. Let's see here. Welcome back, man. Like how quiet it is there. Yeah, it is quiet. It's really nice. Can you not make a pulley to lift them to the top or use ladders to walk as a walk up? I don't know if you have 2 large step ladders to help you. You know, I'll tell you, yeah, I'm gonna do some form of that. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have, whether it be 2 ladders or 2 like, I'm at least gonna have sawhorses down there and, you know, find some way of basically lifting it up and probably like sticking something underneath it to like prop it up. When I did it for the ones in the basement, they weren't the 8x12s, they were only the 8x8s. And I basically could kind of hoist them and stick something under it or actually set it on a ladder like you're describing. And I may end up just doing that, you know. But I'm going to try to use these tools. Let me actually go grab them. I set them around here somewhere. Hold on just a second. Where do I put those things? So this thing, like a wall jack, I'm borrowing it from a friend here, so from my neighbor, so cut me some slack here. I don't really know how to set the thing up quite yet. But, let's see. How the fuck do this? That's gonna go through like this, and then there we go. I think that's it. Check this out. So this thing, that's it. So you set the thing you're trying to lift here, which it's a wall jack. So basically what it's used for is like a wall. You know, if you're trying to help like raise a wall, and it's just you set it there, and then all right, well, this is look at me all confident, like, yeah, I know how this thing works. So I must have okay, so I obviously threaded it through there wrong, but ideally basically what happens is, and I'll figure this out here in just a second, but you stick this thing in here, you jack it up, and then the thing will raise up the 2x4. So, as I mentioned, I obviously need to take a look at it still, but you'll work it out, man. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will work it out. All right, I'm gonna go and move these other ones in here, and actually I'm gonna try to shuffle this one to the other side and then move them in there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna try setting these piece of rebar. I'm enjoying it, man. I like anything like this, anything building. Cool, good. I'll do what I can to make it, you know, try to make it like informative or entertaining, you know. Trying to make sure I cap the good stuff here. All right, I'm gonna set these inside, see if they'll help me. I can set them down and roll the beams on top of them. Move this camera inside. You actually see what's going on over there. I only started streaming, you know, like a couple weeks ago. Been building and doing stuff, or doing this, you know, for obviously quite a long time, but only streaming a couple weeks ago. There's so many mistakes, you know, so many things that I had to like figure out and screwed up and everything. And so now the interesting thing is the public will be able to watch all of those little silly things that I get wrong and have to go back and do again. We'll see. So stuff like this, it's just like, all right, let me try it, see if it works. This is actually going to work. I already started rolling it and it felt pretty good. So There we go. I'm actually pretty impressed. That worked pretty nicely. Ancient Egyptian type stuff. Enjoying, man. Streaming is fun. I used to stream, but stopped for a bit, just the baby and Christmas and no time. Man, having a baby, I can only imagine. I don't have a wife and kid up here. Fortunately for them, they'd be through some shit if I had to have them up here and while I was building a cabin and living with no water and all this kinds of stuff. But yeah, well, congrats, man. Congrats. Just had a baby. That's great. What did you stream? Do you streaming games? I see his name is Blue Digital Games. I don't know what Blue Digital Games is. Yeah, games. I'm waiting for Twitch to get back to me about a name change. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I emailed them about some stream issues, and I never heard back. I was having some. I mean, it hasn't been that long, to be fair. Not nearly 2 months. It was maybe a couple weeks, but it was like, yeah. I think that they're probably. I wouldn't be surprised they're unresponsive. I mean, a lot of people email them stuff, but yeah, games, man. What games were you streaming? I haven't played any good games in a while. Up here, I got an internet connection that's so-so, and computer that, like a laptop, doesn't really run anything good. I tried running Fortnite on it one time, and it was like the thing got red hot, and it was just like I had to turn all the settings all the way down. Still nothing. Super glitchy. Laggy. YouTube is best for setting it up in Arc. Arc mostly. I guess that's Arkham, Batman, Arkham Knights. I guess is what you mean by that. I don't know for sure. I got a little brother who plays that game, and tell me about it if that's what it is. Anyways, all right. Well, let me go ahead and move these other ones in here. I'll probably leave the camera here and just set it up as I move the other ones in from right down here. See if that works. Okay. One move. Christ. Ark Survival Evolved. It's a dinosaurs PvP game. Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen people playing that. It looks pretty cool. Man, in the future, I hope I can, I want to get a gaming computer and play some more games and stuff. Or do some freaking VR, man. That stuff's crazy. I love VR. We had a VR arcade in the city around here. That was like my favorite thing, but they shut down, unfortunately. But anyways, YouTube is best for saying, yeah. And YouTube, I have streamed on YouTube a little bit, but I don't know, I kind of like Twitch. I feel like this would be kind of a, the building thing was like, well, like, man, it's kind of a unique deal for Twitch. And I was already on here and followed some people on here and, had some people coming in and chatting and stuff like you. Okay, time to turn on some lights here too. So I'm going to go ahead and move that other post in here, or the other beam in here, and probably then I need to cut the two of them, and then I think what I'll do, so I don't clutter my space up here, move those both in here, and they're both going to be on each one of the sides. I have two shorter ones and one longer one. So the two shorter ones are going in the outsides, and I think I'll bring them in, cut them, try to put them up, and then like I said, so I don't clutter up all my space, I'll wait and keep the middle one out of here until those are both up. It'll be a lot easier then. I can set that thing up, not have to worry about, these things will be at that point pretty good in this direction because I'll have them up and they'll be kind of tied to these posts and everything. So, all right, here we go. Move this guy in. That's not a great angle. Let me see. Got a camera set up that's actually half decent now. Before I had this thing, I was basically running it like I had like a music stand that was had this thing zip tied to it. It kind of sucked. All right, let's see here. Come on now. There's been a plane built on Twitch? Damn, I had no idea people were doing this kind of stuff. Like, you know, I figured people had done some, I'd seen makers and crafting and, you know, figured stuff was going on, but a plane. Wow. That's nuts. I'm putting around with this house, people going here building planes and stuff like that. That's crazy. I guess actually I didn't know people were doing much construction at all. All I'd seen was not really like live stream stuff. I'd see people doing vlogs and everything. All right, let me go ahead and move this other thing and stop fooling around here. Okay. Trying not to totally demolish these extension cords I've got here. I don't like to beat them up like this, running over this spool, carrying this freaking beam on it. I try to be cautious. I can push that thing in. At this point. All right. There we go. Now I can roll it. Cops and bounty hunters and shit. That's crazy. I had no clue. Huh. Man. Cops streaming on Twitch? What the hell are they doing streaming on Twitch? Oh. Man, bounty hunters. Christ. Feels like that's a little, they have a little incentive to make it interesting, which is probably not good for the person on the other end of their job. That's like, you know, donate 1,000 bits, pepper spray, 2,000 bits, taser, 5,000 bits, fuzzy handcuffs on, you know. I'm saying that jokingly, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? So, how the hell do we do this? Well, first I need to cut them, so I should focus on that first, basically. Cop, I think, will stop, but Bounty Hunter still stream. He does cooking and shooting streams sometimes. The Bounty Hunter's doing cooking streams and shooting streams. Hopefully target shooting, and that's it. Oh my god. Wow. Internet sensation, I'm sure. That's crazy. Oh my god. Cooking streams and bounty hunting. Wow. Shit. Alright. So, this is going to be a little interesting. See, I'm cutting these things because basically I have the beam, man, I don't know exactly, I forgot why exactly I did it this way, but the beam where it hits the wall, I'm going to have a section of the beam, like looking at the end, you know, a section, let's see, how do I represent this? But like, so, you know, if this is the corner here, there's going to be like a little section here that needs to be cut out so that it can fit in between the two pieces of lumber. Yeah, a little hard to explain. I'll kind of have to, yeah. I'll show you some other way. Alright, I can pick it up to get on one of these sawhorses, but I want to get it positioned right first. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't do that though. Be careful there. Knock that bottom thing out of position. See, I didn't really hit that thing too hard, but the bottoms of the posts, they aren't fixed. So the bottoms of the posts are still just resting on it. In fact, I could probably get away with doing that in the end, just leaving it like that, because on each side they're going to be fixed to the wall, and then in the middles they're going to have a wall in between them, as well as walls going this way. So there's really not going to be room for him to like move, you know, as long as I have the tops braced and everything. But I'll do something down there. I'm not totally sure yet what I'll do. Maybe screw in something around the outsides of it, you know, and that'll kind of hold it in place. Okay. Alright, I'm going to give this guy a shot here in just a second. So I demonstrated just a second ago that even though I could make it sound like I know how this thing works, I really had no clue how to set it up. So I'm going to try to pull this thing off and set it up the right way. My neighbor Ron comes over here this evening and we start doing a little bit of work. Then you'll see somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah, he'll put me to shame. Alright, come on now. So how the fuck is this? So this thing, so it's gotta go. It's not gonna go like that. Right? Does that seem right? That seems a little wacky. Oh, nope, that's it. That's it. I feel it. I think I got it this time. Come on now. Let's go. That, I swear. It's gotta be it. Oh, that was all off camera. You don't see all the... yeah, there we go. So it seems to me like it probably should be fed in. Of course it should be fed in from the other way. Yeah, okay, that was stupid of me. I was feeding it in the wrong way the whole time. Oh. Oh, man. Hey, okay, here we go. Here we go. Hope you get it working. It'll help you. Yeah, I got it working. So, like, a third of this stream is actually seeing me build stuff, and the other 2/3 is literally watching the cogs in my head clank together as I try to figure things out. All right. So now, see, there you go. So you put the load there. Ta-da! Now let me actually put it to use here, so I can make the thing. Have you no longer wood lift? I do have longer 2x4s, and I will use a 16-foot one to get it up to the top. It's about 10 feet to the top of the post, but for a heavy piece of timber, it's kind of scary. So yeah, so I'm gonna use a longer one. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little test run with it though, and just get it up onto the see how it feels like getting it up onto the sawhorse. But first, I'm gonna go grab my jacket, go run inside, get a tea, and I will be right back out. So in the meantime, while I go do that, I'll let you see out one of my windows, soon to be windows. Actually get some kind of a view instead of just looking at a bunch of OSB and braces and stuff like that. Here we go. Not a bad picture actually, is that, huh? Oh, but of course I got, hold up. Move it a little bit. Yeah. That should actually be like a little screen cap. Put that on my my channel here. Kind of an artistic little shot. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go grab a tea real quick. Grab my coat. Take a piss, do all that. I will be back in like 5 minutes. So again, thanks for watching. Sorry to ruin that for you. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and move it back over here as I try to get this beam up on top of the sawhorses, and then I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna do the same for the other side. So it is a nice view, yeah. Thank you. What's Blue Digital Games anyways? Is that like a gaming company? Better angle on this thing. Trying to figure out if there's a way to make this thing go back the other direction. Probably is. Out the window, prices, pay for the work you done. And no, it's just the name I chose, being a long time ago. Now hate it. Oh, that's funny. That's why you mentioned name change earlier. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that I'll tell you, that window is actually going to be out kind of like the living room. The bedroom's back there, but still, yes, I mean, for sure. And in the mornings, it is truly amazing. I haven't done a stream in the morning, but I ought to at some point, just to show you kind of what it looks like, so y'all can see the mornings here. It's really amazing. Okay, now, yeah. There we go. Alright, so this is a little bit of a test run here. I know it's off to the side. Kind of hard to see. Put this thing out. Okay. I'll plug this thing back in too. I don't know if the phone has a chance of getting too cold, but I have a hunch that if I plug it in, it kind of prevents that from possibly happening. Not like it's not actually that cold here right now, so I'm not actually that worried today. But on the days when I was streaming, when it was like, on the nights when it was like, I don't know, 10 degrees, between 10 and 0 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, so I forgot what 0 is for you guys, but I was kind of like, I want to plug it in and put the thing on super bright to make it like generate some heat, you know, or put it under a light or something, because I think the battery can get messed up or something, you know. It discharges poorly, or not supposed to discharge it when it has such a cold temperature. Okay. All right, so this here is just I'm going to do a little bit of a test run just to see how the thing works with it, you know. And then I'll come over here and then do it on the other side. Actually, I meant to knock that back in real quick before I forget. Where's my mount? Just a little earlier when I was moving the thing around, I hit the butt of that and it kind of moved it slightly. Okay, try this thing out. Okay. So, I'm trying to just get a feel for it and see how it feels when I run the thing with it, you know, using that wall jack. One of the things I remembered with this is that I'll need to put something on the bottom of that 2x4 that I'm doing that with so it doesn't slip out. Now, the difference between raising a wall and raising these is I'm going to try to get them pretty much right under the beams in such a way where they're not, you know, if you're raising a wall, it's going to be at an angle, so you don't want the bottom of that thing to slip out. Under this, for these, I'll be raising them straight up and down more or less. So let me try just kind of now. I'm just going to move the thing. This will be interesting. Let's see. So I guess I'll just let it fall, you know, kind of whatever. Actually, the smarter thing to do is I'll just raise it up, put the sawhorse underneath it. Oh, that's kind of nice and clean, huh? So it's not kind of that good having it at an angle like this, but let's see here. All right, now I've got it on top of the thing. Cool. Again, realistically, I mean, I can pick these beams up a short distance like this, just hoist one side or the other, and then put it on top of the sawhorse. But I'm just trying to get a feel for how this thing is going to work when I try to use it, raising them all the way up to the top of those posts. It'll be a little spicy. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna get rid. This is kind of a janky 2x4. This thing has got like a big split here. I probably shouldn't be hoisting those beams with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a different one. I'm gonna grab one of the long ones that I'm gonna use when I actually go to put this thing up on top here. So I want that to be probably 11 feet tall. Yeah, so they're not quite 10 feet, so I'm gonna make it at least 10 feet, 10 and a half feet. So let me go grab some, worth trying to get the feel for you get that high, as if one of them falls, it's not going to be a nice sight and will damage the floor. Yeah, and maybe not just the floor. We will see. Yes, I'm trying to get the feel for it. I think it'll be okay. When I do it, I'm gonna build like a little track for it. I think like just real quickly, like slap up some 2x4s. I say real quickly, you know, come on, but so that it kind of is guided in a straight line. I think that'll be the way to do it. All right. That's your saw. happy for is to move some of this crap out of the way so I can actually get some space to work in here. Once I get the posts and beams up, they'll should be a lot better for it. I have an idea. Very nice. Cool. So I've got an idea of how I might actually fix these things when I go to lift them. When I go to lift these beams up, you know. So I'm gonna have this 2x4 that I'm running this, you know, this wall jack on, and I have a hunch that if I can actually fix the top of that 2x4 to something, I don't know, it might be kind of nuts, but if I can get something like a board to actually another 2x4 to screw from that to like the top plate over here, actually over here is off out of camera right now, it might keep it kind of rigid, you know. We'll see. That might be a little crazy, but it might actually work really well. If I have it up there and then I just screw that thing there, God, I don't know. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fix it to the top plates or anything. That's going to be kind of a mess. I think the better way to do it, the better way is going to be to, whatchamacallit, to actually fix the, like I said, to have like a little track or something. Alright, so So this is the lumber that I'm going to use when I actually go to lift the beams up. I figure what the hell, good idea to get used to trying it out here. Sorry. All right. Let's see. What the hell? There we go. Yeah, you're right. It will be helpful. Will be probably a smart idea. But I'll take it real slow, you know. I'll get it short up because I mean, even with him, they're still heavy. It's still two people trying to raise a, you know, I don't know how freaking heavy the thing is, but it's a few hundred pounds. Still two people trying to hoist it above our heads. There's really not a clean way of doing it, honestly. I'm almost thinking if it'll take longer, but if I get like some kind of a rail or a guide in place to get the thing up, that might be the way to go, you know. Here we go. All right. So again, I'm just gonna try to fool around with this thing, and then I'll just cut it and stop wasting much time here. So this is basically what I'll be using when I go to do the thing. I won't be putting up to the top, of course. But if I have it like a guide on each side like that. Yeah. That's not smart. Actually, this is kind of an awkward situation here because it's kind of at an angle. Which should I stick? Okay. All right. Well, anyways, hey, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon, evening, night. All right. Let's see. I'm going to measure just to make sure. I think I know how I need to cut it, but I'm just going to measure it to make sure. I'll try to show you real quick here. So we're looking at the end of this beam, and basically what I need to do is so this thing is 8 inches in length, so I'm gonna like somewhere right around here it's gonna cut in 5.5 inches, yeah, 5.5 inches, and then, you know, all the way through here. So there's gonna be kind of like if you draw a rectangle, boom boom, and then out, you know. And I'm doing that because of the way that the no, sorry, not 5.5 inches. Yeah, 5.5 inches back, but only like an inch or so width-wise. And I'm going to go measure that real quick just to make sure. 2 is better than 1 to go before I don't go with it. Yes, I hear you on that, for sure. I get you. Yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't feel right, I won't do it. I mean, that's how I am with the whole thing, the whole building project. There's always a way to make it take a little bit longer where I know I'm not going to, you know, bust my head doing the thing. So, all right. Move this out of the way. I'm still intrigued by the man that, or the person that built a plane on Twitch, as you were telling me earlier. Was it like a 747 or like a little Cessna or something, or whatever? I'm feel a little inadequate now building a house, and this guy built a freaking plane. Unless it's a model plane, then I won't be upset. Cessna, built a Cessna? Yeah, still nuts. That's, I mean, God, built a plane, right? Wow. Maybe I'll add a second story on this thing after hearing about that. All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and shine a light up there and then measure it. It's gonna be hard to see, really. Hard to see what's going on up there, I think. But that's all right. Boing, boing, boing. Okay, 7 inches. Okay, the square will be 7 inches by 4 inches. Okay. So, here's how I think I'm going to do this. Probably measure out what I want on this thing. That's okay. So you just posted Blue Digital Games. Yeah, thank you. Just posted the link to the guy who built the freaking plane. Jesus. Well, anyways, let me go ahead and so how I'm going to cut this thing is basically using the circular saw. I'll probably, since I know that I have to cut out like a little strip basically here and leave 7 inches. So I'm gonna cut with the circular saw straight down, cutting it in at, well, as far as it can go, which is like 2.5 inches. And then I'm gonna come back here to that 5.5 inch mark and then cut a line, you know, like that. It really doesn't matter which side I do it on. I can turn the thing over. All right, refocus that. A light here, good. I like that. Yeah, thanks for the link, by the way. Okay, here we go. So it's going to be 5.5 inches in. Let me get my square here. You guys know why they make these construction or carpenter pencils that shape? So they don't roll. They still slide, but so they don't roll. That's why they make them flat like that. I'm going to make it just a tad under 7 inches, so I know this thing can fit in without a problem, like a 1/16 short. Because I really do not want to be fooling around with trying to get this thing situated up in there. Okay, so now I have a little square here. Kind of hard to see, but it's like, boom, boom. And that's the section that I'm going to cut out so that it can fit up in there. Weird, a little weird, I know, you know, but usually, like, I probably should have planned it in such a way where I could leave the beam whole and not have to cut it like that, but it's just the way the framing worked out to try to get those 2 foot on centers, and then the way that the 2 walls came together. I put it up in 2 sections. So basically, if you look at any one of these walls, like that long wall there, you can kind of just see here, it's a double, there's two studs there. And the reason is because I actually had it in two sections. So I had this wall, and then I had this wall. And it was, so this, there was like, I had them both built, stood one up, stood the other one up, and then put them together. The reason I did that is because I expected it would just be me putting the walls up. I still had help, but it's, you know, so all the walls I did that with, I put them up in two sections. All right, now let me get to some actual, using some tools and shit here. And I saw you Blue Digital Games say you didn't know that. Yeah, I'm glad I could show you something. I learned that from actually a local guy here who I met, who's written a book called Tools of the Trade, and it's I learned all this kind of crazy stuff, and that's one of them. Just a little, you know, tidbit. Okay, cool. And then this I want to measure that too. Actually, I'm going to add a tiniest bit to that too. I'm going to make it 5.5, but I'm going to make it like add a 1/16 on that, just so I can know that I do not have to be fooling around with trying to, you know, work this thing in there. Which means actually I will back that up just a bit too here. Okay. That is what I do not want, is to be screwing around with this. I need to find my freaking chalk line. See if I don't have anything sitting around somewhere. Of course, it was right in the back pocket. I'll start using this instead. It's a little smarter. Okay, got a few more viewers. Well, hope you're all having a good Sunday night, evening, whatever, and afternoon. Maybe it's Monday morning where you are. In the UK? No, it's not Monday morning yet. I'll start using that, even though that was kind of dumb there. I probably didn't need to even do that. I smudged a little too. Okay, well let me go ahead and I'm going to start cutting this thing. Like I said, I'm basically just going to cut a little section out of here, just the way that it goes, you know, so I can fit it up into the wall there. So. So I'm going to set the depth on this thing to about 1 inch. So that's what I've got to cut in here, 1 inch. So I'm going to set that depth, and then I'm going to run it along the thing here, up and down. 12:32 a.m. There you go. Okay, Monday morning, huh? Here we go. Good. Just let me go. Let's see here. Good. Is that good? Kind of cut it right on the inside of the line there. Actually, yes, that'll be good. That'll be just fine. Now I'm going to cut along here. This time I'm going to actually extend that blade as far as it'll go, which is like 2.5 inches. And the reason I'll do that is just because this length is like 5.5, but if it only goes 2.5 inches, I'll use that, I'll cut it, and then I'll use a Sawzall or a handsaw to cut the last part of it. Okay, good. So let me cut the bottom of that a little bit. So now I've got a section that I can cut with a handsaw. Section that'll be not too difficult. All right. That will take some time. Yes, it will. And when I originally cut these things, if you look, I'll kind of show you what I did here. I'll unplug this guy, take this out. I love this new setup I got, this thing. Yeah, I used to have this thing. It was like, no, don't end stream. So you look at the ends here, you'll see how I just cut it like that. I cut it, when I originally cut the things in the first place, I basically ran the circular saw around the outside, and then I used a handsaw for the section in the middle there. But I'll give it hell, see if I can make it happen pretty quick. If not, I might use the Sawzall for it, or use the Sawzall for the next one. Damn it, come on now, just think of it. Okay, there we go. Sorry, earthquake. All right. So we'll see how fast this goes. Let's get started here. Not a great angle to be doing this either. Section at the bottom. Oh, they're sawed like this. Is that going to be the way to do that? Huh? That's going to be really awkward. Okay, I'm going to I'm gonna go grab the Sawzall. I saw the other ones like that. If it was a little bit better angle, I might try to give it a go, but I think that's gonna end up being a pain in the ass. Better make a decision now and just go for it, you know. It's just not that far away. I just got some new blades for it too, so. Don't be afraid. All right. Yeah, I said I just got a new blade for it, so might as well use the thing. I was trying to cut when I cut the posts and beams, and I cut the edges around with the circular saw, and then I used the hand saw in the middle. I tried using the Sawzall, but the blades were too crappy. They were barely cut in the thing, so I abandoned it for a little while. But now I got some new ones, so it'll be good. Better, yeah, much better. All right. Let's see if I think this will be fine on this cord here. Pretty damn cluttered in here. That's probably shaking the camera a little bit too, wasn't it? boy, too much around here. Okay. Actually, let me be smarter about this. These aren't heavy enough to where I can flip them around. So I'm gonna flip it around so I can see the other side of it too. Shouldn't let it go. Yeah, it would have been a pain in the ass with the handsaw, you're right. Alright, we're getting close. You will be there all week with the handsaw, yeah. Yep. You're right. I'm glad you put the bug in my ear. I was thinking, yeah, you're probably right about that. It's snowing. Not really. Looks like it. Probably snowing here soon, within a few days. I'm getting to the point where I'm like hitting some blockage on the other side. I think I'll try turning it over just once more and then I'll be good. See, these beams, I can pick them up and carry them just the tiniest bit. Let me move this camera up. That's probably part of this. Hold on a second. While I work out all these little issues here. Yeah, so these beams, I can pick them up and carry them a little bit, but just a little bit, you know? It's like, I really don't want to, and can't really carry them long any distance at all. I'll trip up and, you know, they're pretty damn heavy, but I can, like I had them on the sawhorse here and I'm just trying to move it a little bit. I can do that. It's not a hard thing to do. But they're a few 100 pounds. I mean, I got some pretty good deadlifts, you know, not trying to brag here, but I can't really pick those things up, and I mean, I can, but it's a struggle. Right, here we go. Let's see here. They're all big pants on here. All right, that's probably good. Put that thing back in. All right, how about that? That's better. A little bit better angle there. Do that whole thing. Okay. Hey, all right. Look at that. Okay, gonna go get some sleep. Hope to see you soon. Nice talking to you, and look after yourself. All right. Thank you very much, Blue Digital Games. Thank you, man. And likewise. Hope I can see you back here again pretty soon, too. I'll be streaming most nights, I'd say. Tomorrow, maybe a little bit. Tuesday, I won't. And then the other days, yeah, I'll be back at it. And the weekends when I can, because it's so beautiful during the day here, I try to get some streams in during the day, you know. But only been doing it a few weeks, so yeah, thanks again, man. Thanks for watching. And have a good night. All right, well, and then for all the rest of you, basically what's going on here is, so I have these beams, these 8x12 beams that I'm going to very soon try to get up on top of these posts. If I can do it tonight, I'm not sure, but I had to cut these sections out on either side, do that before I start raising them up. I'm gonna go do it on the other side now. And then it's like still early here, but it feels late because it's just dark, you know. All right, angle this thing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go plug in another light out here so I can see what's going on. Man, only 6 o'clock. Feels so late though. All right. Well, I got a few viewers here. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday night, Sunday evening, Monday morning if you're in the UK, as I found out. Yeah, like I said, here I'm gonna move the camera over to the other side back there because what I just did here, which was like cutting this, I'm gonna do that on the other side too. First, before I do that, let me measure and make sure that I did cut enough on this thing. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good. I really wanted to make sure that when I go to put this, because I notched this out so that I can fit it up in this section, in between the studs in a certain way, and I really wanted to make sure that I had a little extra space, that I cut it a little bit extra, so that I don't, when I have these freaking heavy beams, up 10 foot in the air, I don't have to fool with trying to jam it in there. So I wanted to make sure I do have extra space, and I do, which is good. So now I'm going to go to the other side, and I'll do the same thing. I'm going to go over there and measure it real quick. All right, let me cart this thing over there. Got out for now. Too much shit around here. Okay, there we go. All right, so first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go put that thing back on the floor and take those sawhorses and bring them. Actually, you know what? Do I need to do that? Yeah, I should. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go do that real quick. right, now I'm gonna go and hoist this thing up and cut it also. Thanks for putting up with the kind of crazy camera work here. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, just real quick, is go up there and take a measurement. I'll do some weatherman shit here. Up there, yes, up there. And take a measurement. Because I'm going to need to cut the notch out so that it fits up in there, kind of like I did with the other one. So I'm going to go measure that real quick, then I'll hoist this thing up and cut it. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, hope you're having a good Sunday night, Monday morning, whatever. Be curious to hear where you guys are watching from. Or let me know, by the way, if you want me to move the camera and you want to check something else out real quick, or any questions. And I'll see what I can do. All right. Five and a half. Okay. I just wanted to double check and make sure I was cutting the right ones. I've got two short ones and one long one. And even though you'd think like, okay, of course I wouldn't make the mistake of, you know, cutting the one that looks obviously shorter, but gotta double check. All right, so it was what I expected. The notch that I need to cut out of there, what I thought it would be. All right, let me hoist this thing up now. Man, get this lighting correct here. So check this thing out real quick. What I've got down here is this is a wall jack. So this is a little contraption that you would use to basically hoist up a wall. If I was going to be raising up a wall and I needed some extra hands but I didn't have them, you'd use this thing called a wall jack, and you feed a 2x4 into it, and it has a little spot where you can then pull this thing down. A little spot where you can then basically stick a rod, and then you jack the thing up. So I'll show you on this beam. I'm going to use it on the beam because eventually I'll need to use it to get it on top of these posts. They're pretty cool. Let's see here. Kind of a pain in the ass to get it started. Okay, now I had it kind of cockeyed at first, now it's good. So, what I'm going to do, I'll hold on just a second here. My neighbor's coming over. So basically what I was doing is just cutting the beams. I had to notch them out a little bit to set them up on the up in the walls, and so actually I was just testing out kind of what I'm gonna plan on doing with these things, which is to have
that won't work. You'll kill yourself with that thing.
Well, here's what I'm thinking is basically if I have one on each side and then have kind of like a set up some 2x4s and kind of a system that'll guide it up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that it doesn't fall over left or right. Either that
just.
I mean, I'll take it slow. You know, don't get me wrong.
Wait for tomorrow, and I'll bring you the right stuff.
Well, what do you think can be used for this?
Pump jacks.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just set it on there and just pump it right up to where it's got to be, and set it over.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I got things, you'll kill yourself this way.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I just set it up as it is like that, but you know, like I said, if I had some kind of a system to kind of guide it, I figure it'd be.
We'll just get a set of pump jacks.
Okay.
I mean, we got 3 tons. I mean, we'll have to move them.
Yeah. I mean, I got the scaffolding we can use, obviously, and you know, the two of us can hoist the thing. But all I'm doing right now is just setting it up on the
sawhorses in?
Yeah. I was just getting the feel for it. I'm not gonna actually go set up there right now yet.
Okay.
I need to cut the thing first. So.
Okay. Because I mean, no.
No, I hear you. I know what you're saying.
That's not.
No, I wouldn't have done that either. Just straight like that, you know.
Yeah.
No,
Nice beams, man. Nice beams.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
What time you want to do it? You off work tomorrow? Or you
Actually, you know what? And here's the thing.
tomorrow evening or what?
I think I might have to do Wednesday instead.
Okay.
If that works for you.
Yeah, not a problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
No.
Good. Yeah, I'll see. I'll try. I'll do a little bit of stuff tomorrow, but Wednesday. So. Yeah. Thanks again.
Do you got 3 more boards like this?
Well, yeah, I have quite a few.
We're gonna nail what we need is a 4x4 arm and a 4x4.
Oh, say that again.
I need 2 of them nailed together. 2 of them nailed together. I'm gonna put a pump jack here, pump jack here. We'll just pump it up.
All right, I'll have to see it. Yeah, I don't
it's
think I've
just
seen the pump
scaffolding.
jack.
I mean, scaffolding.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, that's basically what I was envisioning for this thing, was to kind of make something on either side that would hold it in place,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, this would be obviously a little insane.
Yeah,
But no, I was just getting a feel for it. I'll put it up on there,
Yep.
cutting the end of it, and then go from there. So.
Yeah, everything's nice and plumb, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. Yeah, before I set those things
Okay.
in. So. Yeah, it's good. And I checked the top two, used the line, put a little spacer in there,
Yep,
and then
yep.
checked those things, and that was good too. So yeah, I'm
There you go,
pretty happy
brother.
with it so far.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, you got back from Georgetown, seen your light on down here, so
Yeah.
I just see what he's gonna do here.
Yeah. All right.
No.
How's things going up there today?
Georgetown?
Yeah.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Oh.
I mean, beautiful. Didn't even have to wear half your clothes. Didn't have to turn a heater on.
Nice.
And I caught 5 salmon and 4 trout.
Oh shit. Oh, you weren't working up there.
Oh no, I was
Oh.
fishing. I was
Okay,
fishing.
all right.
I was fishing. Yeah. So no.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see
Cool.
here. That side there would be no problem. I mean, we might have to put. Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Hmm.
We'll get it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be curious to see the pump jack in action, see what that's all about.
All it is basically a big one of these.
Yeah.
There's this part here extends out about here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's got a foot action. You just
Oh hell yeah.
and it just,
That's great.
just pumps right up.
Like you'd use it for like a car or something too, or
No,
no, just for
scaffolding for work.
Cool.
Go up
Okay.
the side of a building.
man. Good. Glad you told me about that.
Yeah.
I have to rig up a whole new freaking framework in here to lift these things up with
No.
this these wall jacks. So.
No.
Well,
We'll get
good.
it. I got a bracket that'll fit to that wall, and we can put it to that wall. I mean, we'll just have to run a board
Yep.
off of this, basically this is basically going to be sitting here. So there's going to be a board come off that wall to the pole. So you hold it, and then maybe one back.
Okay.
at an
Yeah,
angle.
I got loads of boards.
Okay.
You can see,
Yeah.
but I was trying to get the way I set these braces up here to give us some space. So we don't,
Yeah.
have a little bit of free space
No.
to work in here. But
Nope. You're better to have those damn things there
yeah.
than not have them.
Yeah. I put up a little bit extra before the wind came the other
Yeah.
day, and it was obviously just fine now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so cool. Oh, thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate all the stuff.
Should have jammed yourself some insulation in behind that.
Yeah, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm using the spray foam.
Okay.
So I figured I'd just drill a little hole.
Yep.
And
Yep. That'd be nice, huh? Get you the hell out of that shack over there.
I hear you. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, you got yourself a 6-foot level, nice.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got one down at the Steve I Hardware store. They make some of them are expensive, man. That one was only about maybe $40-something, but I think some of them was like $200.
I bought it probably 10 years ago. It was $150.
Oh yeah. Well, it's got to be a more like precision thing than what I've got there,
Oh,
or
well.
sturdy or whatever.
But it's when you're doing a 12-foot wall, you don't want to put a 4-foot level on it.
Yeah, right.
Yep. All right, Eddie. We'll do our Wednesday then.
Yeah, let's do
I'll
it.
get some stuff straightened out. What the hell, did you have to notch?
Yeah. So you see there, and then see the way it's setting up there.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, in retrospect, I would have just done it differently, so I didn't have to notch it. But whatever. I think that'll be just fine because the clear story is going to sit on top of that.
Yeah.
And then I have actually a little extra kind of. You can see there's like one extra little stud that's going to sit up on the edge there.
Yep.
Kind of a goofy deal,
Yep,
but.
yep.
So.
Does this thing go inside the wall?
Yep. Yeah, it goes all the way to
Good
the
man.
outside.
Good man.
Yeah.
Now we tie everything together.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Why is that one different over there?
What's that?
Well, you got the room for the stud to that one. This one over here, you don't.
No, I know that it's actually that's intentional. I mean,
Okay.
it's supposed to be that way.
Okay.
The studs are they're slightly
Okay.
different. Yeah. Part of it, I think, was the door. I wanted to give myself a
Okay.
little extra strip there by the door,
Yeah.
so I didn't have it better right up against the post.
Post there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll be alright.
Cool.
Just push it tight that way.
What's that?
When you put your door in, make sure it goes tight that side over
Oh
here.
yeah.
Give yourself some room for some trim, so you don't have to rip your trim down.
Yep. Yep. Makes sense.
Yep, you're fine. There you go, brother. You're getting there, Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some goofy working hours.
Well, you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yep. Got her all nailed off. Sure you did. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm still good to be borrowing that ladder for a little
Oh,
bit.
hell yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
How did you get the other beam?
What's
You
that?
didn't pick him up and pull him in there by yourself, did you?
I set it on that
Oh.
spool and did.
Oh.
Yeah, that one I figured once I get the other two up, I'll pull that one in and, you know, do it. Just too damn crowded there right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good deal. All right, Eddie.
Hey, thanks, Ron. Thanks for stopping
Yep,
by.
yep,
All right, I'll see you on Wednesday then.
yep. Wednesday night or daytime?
I'll see if I can get off a little during the day, but are you,
No, it doesn't matter to me.
okay. I'll see what I'm just planning on like evening, but
Okay.
I'll try to get off a little early,
All right.
so.
Good deal, brother.
All right, thanks. You can drive around if you want.
How do you get there? Just around this way?
Actually, you know what? No, sorry, you can't now because my car, the car and the truck are parked back there. So never mind. Sorry. For a second, I was thinking he could. All right. My neighbor Ron just stopped by and always has good advice and stuff to tell me and lends me some nice tools. So he does this kind of work, you know. He does construction, and so for him, a lot of the stuff, he'll see something that I'm doing, and for him, it'll click in his head. It's like that. It's so fast. He'll just tell me the way to do it, and saves me a lot of time. Come over and helps. In fact, I think on Wednesday he'll come over and help me put up these beams here, as opposed to doing it the way I was going to try to do it with these wall jacks. Hold on a second. Basically saying he's got this thing like a pump jack, which we're going to try to use. So, okay. Well, sorry, I set it off the camera off to the side there, and it looks like everybody went away. 0 viewers. That's okay. Well, anyways, if anybody is still here, thanks for watching, and I'll do a little bit more work here, getting this thing cut, and so on, and not try to hoist them up there just yet. So. So, let's see. Y'all can kind of see. Oh, it's just, I don't think I can do both at once. Ooh, spicy. Hell to pay. In the afterlife. All right, well, I'm thinking it's let's see, about 6:30. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing, and I'm gonna end the stream after that. Looks like I don't have anybody else watching right now, but it's okay. So yeah, probably about another 30 minutes, I'm guessing. For those of you who are maybe watching or who did watch today, thank you. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. And as you might have heard, I was talking with my neighbor about this. On Wednesday is probably when we'll go ahead and set up the beams here. So, all right. How long have I been streaming anyways? Does it tell you? Kind of a long time, it feels like. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna actually cut it right now, or I mean, call it right now. Probably turn off the stream and get back at it a little bit tomorrow. I've been streaming for quite a while today, probably at least 4 hours, I guess. And so yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow for a little bit, and then Wednesday I'll be back for us actually putting the beams up. Probably actually just set the camera up on the side, not even talk about it really, just kind of me and my neighbor go ahead and hoist these things up. It'll be a little bit crazy, but I think it'll make for some good video, and I'll be very happy to have him helping me out. A lot of this stuff is like that. It's like there's stuff that I did the post in the beams in the basement myself, and it took me a lot longer than it should, but it was interesting. It was a good thing to do, good thing to learn about it. And so again, these beams, it's a different story with these. You know, the posts are 8x8, and the beams that I did in the basement were 8x8, but these are 8x12 beams, so I'm going to be putting about 10 foot in the air. And I mean, it's like, it gets a little spicy. So to have him here helping me out and using this this pump jack, which I've never used before, but he apparently has at least one of them, and says it'll make the thing quite a bit easier. I think it'll be pretty good. Neighbors and friends have helped so much for this project. It's been great, you know, people coming over, helping out, and making things go fast. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I've been streaming probably 4 hours now, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. I know I just got one viewer pop in. I'll be back tomorrow doing a little bit of stuff, just probably like cutting this beam here, notching it out, and then I don't know, cleaning up some stuff around here, waiting until Wednesday basically, when we're going to go put the beams up in the air, the 8x12 beams up in the air. If you're interested in seeing it, it'll probably be around this time on Wednesday. I'm going to set the phone up in a corner and just, you know, get a wide angle shot of the whole thing. It should be very cool. So, all right, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night.